Welcome back to another episode of the Player Career Mode, in which we are in December, where last episode we went ahead and kicked it off with the we didn't kick it off, we kicked off the FA Cup journey, beating Crawley Town 3-0. We drew 1-1 to Blackpool. We beat them on a reverse fixture 2-0. We face off against championship side Stoke City in round 3, hopefully to beat them. I would dream to play against a Big Six club. I would dream to play against a Premier League side, obviously. But Stoke City is a very tough challenge, seeing as they are in the Championship. We are in League 2. We will get to the end of the season today. I will go ahead and then have a vote for what club y'all want. It all depends on the recommended clubs here, obviously. I didn't show y'all this, but I went ahead and do like the target team. If I can speak English correctly, I chose Dortmund 2 all the way in the third league of Bundesliga. I kind of did this just as a backup option. It will obviously be a vote, but other than that, we have Kilmarnock, Leyton Orient, Osnabrück, and then Rodemek and Random. I'm for sure not going to this club. I would be open to go to the Bundesliga 2. This is the second division, so this is pretty much Dortmund 2. We could go here if they are still interested. League 1, honestly, if we get promoted with Wrexham, I have no point of going to Leyton Orient unless they get promoted to Championship. So that would be pointless there. And then Kilmarnock, I'm not going over to the Scottish Premiership. It's just not going to happen. So that, I mean, I would say it's not going to happen. It's really going to come up to y'all voting. Y'all would have the vote at the end of the season. This is going to be a very long episode. I'm not going to play all 25 games that are left in the season. I'm honestly going to only play probably 7 or 10 max. So hopefully the AI is going to score some couple goals here. And to be honest, we're going to quick sim this rest of the month just to get to the end and to get to the Stoke City game, to be honest. Quick sim a whole month later, every game that I play. Oh my fucking. Alright, we quick simmed the whole month. We scored maybe 2 goals in all those simulations. Still remain that starting spot here now against Stoke City in the FA Cup at Stoke City FC Stadium. Let's see if we can move on. FA Cup action against Stoke City at Stoke City. Let's see if the boys can come out on top and continue this FA Cup run. Davies, Forbes on his left foot. Saved by the keeper out for a corner. Mullen trying to find Forbes. He sends it all the way down. We cut it back in. Can he get the shot off, Davies? No. Kings push the field all the way over there. I mean, it wasn't that bad of an effort. Just didn't work out. Winning the ball back with the pressure, though. Forbes taken out. We play on forward. Why'd you pass it back to me? I'm out of the equation. O'Connell out wide now for Henry. Into Jones. Jones into Forbes. Forbes to Henry. If he can run there, he does. Henry now on the ball. Henry cuts back to find me. I'll look to find Mullen. Mullen can't find the back of the net. Out for a corner. Mullen on the header. Possibly no. Second ball. Forbes was there. He's actually going to go ahead and get it. Forbes now into Davies. Davies into Lee. Lee into Forbes. Forbes is a perfect run off the post. Hoover, Johnson, block shot. Mendy into Lee. Lee into Forbes. Forbes now brace one defender's leg. Looks to find Paul Mullen. Paul Mullen is in behind here. Paul Mullen, shoot the ball. Mullen off the crossbar. Lyris, Wesley, Unquoko with the save. Can't properly clear it. Henry does get it clear now eventually. Lee into Evans. Evans into Forbes. Forbes now. Forbes into Lee. Where the heck did Lee come from? Lee. Back to Forbes. Forbes now. Forbes. Second ball, Forbes. Into Lee. Lee back to Forbes. Forbes on his left foot. Forbes misses on his left foot. Out for a goal kick. We might be going to a replay. Here comes Stoke City's last chance. Wesley. Wesley. Just defend. Just defend, Wrexham. Just defend. Wesley. Shot comes in. Unquoko says we're going to a replay. 0-0. It's time for the reverse fixture at Crown Lane. Let's see if they can do it down here. We couldn't necessarily do it in a rainy night, and Stoke, it wasn't really rainy. I don't think it was even night. But we couldn't do it in Stoke. They couldn't get the win anyway. Let's see if they can get it down in Crown Lane. Campbell for Stoke City. Shot blocked by Doyle. McLean clears it. It's going to actually fall to me if I can win the header. I did win it. It will fall for Evans. Back to Forbes. Now to Davies. Davies into Forbes. Forbes into Mullen. Mullen now into Forbes. Forbes, surely you don't miss this chance. Jeremy Forbes puts Wrexham in front. I almost said Wakefield. It's Wrexham 1-0. 31 minutes in. We open the scoring here against Stoke City. Cleared. Tooncliffe. Forbes. Fake shot. Forbes gets dances past one defender. Can't get past the other. We'll go halftime up 1-0. Second half here. We're 45 minutes away from being to the next round of the FA Cup, knocking off a championship side in Stoke City. That's a beautiful ball. Johnson, Liris, Unquoko saves, keeping the game in our hands. We're down to crunch time here. Stoke City need to pick it up. They're running out of time here. The cross comes in. Campbell, Unquoko saves it. You got to be catching that, Unquoko. You got to be saving that, Uncle. Another corner for Stoke City. Another corner. Campo, which saves again by Unquoko. Keeps that in. He'll play it now. Unquoko, just send it up the field. Just send it up the field. Game over. Stoke City lose. Wrexham win. And Forbes' goal in the first half is enough to get the job done. And we move on to the next round of the FA Cup. Round 4 of the FA Cup, and I'm specifically going through all these to see if we face off against the Big Six. We don't face off against Liverpool, so we know that for sure. Next round, I don't even see us. There's not a Big Six team there anyway, so that doesn't bother us. Man City, we don't face off against them. Neither do we face off against Arsenal, and I would argue don't even face off against Newcastle. We are into the last tab. What teams are left? It's 3 of them. It's Tottenham, Chelsea, and what's the other one? What team am I missing? What am I missing? We had Arsenal, City, and Liverpool. We're missing Chelsea, Tottenham, and Man United. Oh, so we could place off against those 3. There's a good chance here, maybe, unless they got knocked out. Next round, please give me one of the big 3. Oh my God! West Ham get Chelsea, Man United and Spurs face each other, and we get West Brom. We get another championship side team in West Brom. I don't know if we can take down West Brom, honestly. West Brom are definitely better than Stoke City. We have the BSM Trophy here, round 3 against Wimbledon. We might go ahead and just play that, just to say play it. And then we'll get into the West Brom game, in all honesty. BSM Trophy. I don't really care if I win this, but it would be cool. Maybe putting a trophy in our cabinet will maybe boost our reputation for high rep leagues. Obviously, I don't want to face off again. I mean, I don't want to play for a big Premier League side, a big top 5 side, but I definitely don't want to be in League 2 next season. I think I've kind of discovered that. As Paul Mullen gets the ball, he's going to find Forbes. Forbes looks to cut inside. He's going to leave that to Sutcliffe. Forbes. Can he find Mullen? That's a great ball into Paul Mullen. Paul Mullen shoots from a difficult angle. He finds the back of the net anyway. 1-0 for Wrexham. Paul Mullen. That's an assist for Forbes. Clearworth. Paul Mullen, or Jones, I should say. Mendy. Crossed in. Find Paul Mullen. Or Forbes. Okay, Paul Mullen didn't want the ball. Forbes shoots. Forbes deflected. It's going to fall into the back of the net. Is that going to count as our goal? I sure as hell hope so. I'm counting it as my goal on my little stat sheet. We go ahead and double the lead. And we are going to move on to the next round of the FA Cup. Not the FA Cup, or the BSM Trophy, I should say. It should count as our goal. The shot was on target for sure. It was going to be an easy save for the keeper. And that is 2-0 for Wrexham. Game over, a 2-0 win. We are into the next round of the BSM Trophy. Not that it matters too much, but like I said kind of at the beginning of the game, if we can maybe add this trophy to our cabinet, to our resume, might make some teams look at me a different way. Might want to sign me up. It's time for West Brom in the FA Cup. Can we go ahead and move on into the next round and see if we can face off against a higher level side? This is another championship side team that we're going to have to take down. I don't know if we can do taking down back-to-back championship sides, but it would be cool. It would be fun. West Brom are obviously better than Stoke City, so let's see what the boys can do. Forbes. Cannon. A good ball into Mullen. Mullen to Forbes now. Forbes on top of the box trying to get just by the West Brom defender. He's going to get a shot on target. He's going to go into the back of the net. And Wrexham are up 1-0. 20 minutes in. It's Forbes on the score sheet. It's Wrexham up 1-0. Somehow, some way. Barnett. Barnett's going. Barnett's still going. He's going to find Forbes. Forbes is going to find Mullen. Mullen can't find the back of the net. Just find the back of the net. Just shoot it to your right, mate. Come on. It's not that hard. Forbes on a corner. Can he get the header before the keeper? Second ball falls in the back of the net. Who is that? I don't know who that is. Whoever number 4 is scores and doubles the lead here against West Brom. It might actually be happening. It's Tozer, the captain, gets into the back of the net. Young, Lee, Forbes. Can we get a third before halftime? It's Forbes. Oh, that's a terrible touch. We can go halftime up 2-0 though. Come on. Swift. Fellows, they get one back. West Brom are in front. Not in front. They're back in the race, I should say. It's 2-1. Forbes now on the ball. Please. Yes, Forbes. He gets it back. Forbes. Forbes to put the game to bed. Forbes sends Wrexham to the next round of the FA Cup. The defender got too pressure happy. And we go ahead and put the ball in the back of the net. And the boys are into the next round of the FA Cup. Come on. Game over. Wrexham win 3-1. A Forbes brace to send us to the next round of the FA Cup. It's happened. I didn't think we could win back-to-back championship games, but here we are. We're into the next round of the FA Cup. Can we face off against the Big Six? One of the Big Six are for sure going out against Manchester United or Spurs, so that lowers our chances by one team. But a great game for us. We move on to the next game. Another man of the match too, by the way, in the FA Cup. That's now 3 in a row. Quarterfinals of the BSM Trophy. It's Bristol. It is Bristol Street Motors Trophy. Yeah, this is the worst name I've ever seen of this version of this trophy. I thought the FA Papa John's Trophy was bad, but holy heck, the BSM Trophy is even worse. Salford win on penalties. Wycombe are in the semifinals. Those two are already in the semifinals. We are taking on Derby County, a League One side. We will go ahead and play this. We might as well, like I said, try to see if we can add to our reputation. We have 27 skill points we could play on. I'm already 76 overall. I feel like I shouldn't put on any more skill points to maybe later on. We are going to go ahead and get through this game, though, against Derby County. And, in fact, we're going to play the highlights as Forbes, honestly. Please. Can you cut it back to Forbes? Yes. Forbes now. Forbes to find the back of net. That's off target, and that's going to be game over. We're going to lose 2-0 just like that. We're out of the BSM Trophy. I don't care about that. I can't lie. The FA Cup Round 5 fixtures have been scheduled, have been drawn. And you can see there 3 of the Big 6, 3 of the Big 5 now that are still left in this tournament at least have not been chosen by or have not been drawn to us. So Arsenal get Cardiff, Liverpool get Leicester, Spurs who beat Manchester United get Ipswich Town. I'm actually not sure who the other. I'm gonna go ahead and go back here and see any other teams that might have the Big 6 teams that might have lost possibly to see if there's still 5. I know for sure Man United is out because they lost to Tottenham. Other than that, Man City are still through, so we can face off against them, and Chelsea are still through as well. So we can't face off against Liverpool. We can't face off against Spurs. We can't face off against Arsenal. So it is only Manchester United out. So we could face off against Man City or Chelsea. The chances are higher now. We're into round 5. We're in close to the, what is this, a round of 16? Yeah, this is a round of 16 of the FA Cup. And we will be facing off against Aston Villa. Oh, it is a Premier League side. It's home at the Crown Lane. Man City get Crystal Palace, Chelsea get Sheffield United, so we don't get a Big 5 or a Big 6. But the chances are, if we win this Aston Villa game, the chances are very good, as long as everybody wins their game, that we get a Big 5 team. But we have to get past Aston Villa. I think honestly, out of the Big 6, either Newcastle or Austin Villa will be one of the toughest teams to get in the FA Cup. It's even just a little bit sweeter that we are into the home game of that. And talking about league play, we currently sit third with 2 games advantage, so we could go up to 61 points. We would be in second, but obviously top 3 get automatically promoted to League One football. We are flying at the moment. Obviously, I haven't been playing too many games in league. I've kind of been focusing on the FA Cup and the BSM Trophy, honestly. But when you're making an FA Cup run like this, you kind of got to focus onto it. But I will just go ahead and show y'all some of my stats here. I have been scoring quite a few goals. We're up to 25 goals now off of simulations, pretty much. We've scored, I don't know how many goals we've scored personally. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. We've scored 11 goals, 10 goals that actually count in competitive football by me playing, so 15 during simulations, which is honestly crazy to say. We're going to try and keep that up. Wrexham against Austin Villa in the round of 16 of the FA Cup. We have been making a run that might be finally stopped by a Premier League side, and a good Premier League side, in fact. But it is at home. Miracles could happen. It is a magical of the FA Cup. Let's see how it goes. Duran, Watkins, Unquoko with the save. I have a feeling I might be saying that a lot. At least Watkins on the score sheet. They're not holding back either, which is good. They have Leon Bailey. They have Watkins. They had Paul Torres starting back there as well. So they're not holding back. As Forbes intercepts that pass, but he'll get intercepted. It's Bailey now. Digne out for a goal kick. Oh, it's going to be a free kick for us on the edge of the box. Quite literally on the edge of the box. Do I try and put this into the back of the net? It might hit the wall, but we are going to try and score against a Premier League goalkeeper against Martinez. That's a terrible free kick. My free kick accuracy has got to be like 60, if not. And we are going to have halftime, I should say, 0-0. Against Villa. Come on. Forbes now. Forbes, can he get past House? He can. Digne is running. It's Forbes on the ball. It's still with Forbes. A difficult angle to try and get into the back of the net. It was wide. Cash. Durham. Unquoko saves the initial ball. He spills it, and Austin Villa take the lead. 10 minutes left to go. Evans. We got to go. Mullen. Davies, he's going to send Forbes at the field. Forbes, this is your chance to rescue everything. It's Forbes against Pau Torres and Emi Martinez. Forbes shot muffled, and that's game over. We are going to lose the FA Cup to Austin Villa. We get knocked out in the round of 16. And after those FA Cup games, we get a couple teams looking at us even more. We have Sivasspor in the Turkish Super League that won us. We also have the Super League, Brøndby, if I'm not mistaken. Is this not Sweden? Or is this Denmark? I'm not sure. It's either Sweden or Denmark. One of the two. Brøndby, IF. They won us. It's a top 4 clash against Doncaster. Doncaster are looking to win this game to put themselves back in a top 3 automatic promotion race. We are looking to win this to try and put us into a title race. We're still in the title race to try and push us into a title race. We still have 2 games in hand against pretty much almost everyone, seeing as the FA Cup fixtures kind of took a toll on that. It's time to see what we can do against Doncaster, a top side, to see if Forbes can continue growing and see if Wrexham could get possibly up into League One football. That might change our factor of where we go. Maybe 2 seasons at Wrexham maybe isn't a bad thing after all. Lee over the top for Forbes if he's on side. He is. Forbes now. Oh, that's a heavy touchback. Can he find Paul Mullen? Paul Mullen, header, saved. Forbes on the rebound. Is that a corner? Cannon, Mullen, Forbes now. Forbes back to Paul Mullen. Paul Mullen gets around the defender, gets around the keeper, and we start the second half on fire. It's 1-0 for Wrexham. It's an assist for Forbes. Yeah. Forbes now on the ball. Forbes going. It's still with Forbes. Forbes now, he's looking for a possible pass. Maybe even taking himself from a difficult angle. It's 2-0 for Wrexham, and I'm grittying on them. 2-0. I forgot I set that as my default celebration. That's kind of criminal. Was that in the 6-yard box? No, it was technically in the 18. That is a goal for Forbes. He's been on fire lately. Biggins looking for a consolation goal. It's not going to happen. Uncle has been on fire. They need to sign him permanently next season from Arsenal if they want to continue their success. He's a big part of the reason why we have the best home stats in the league. I blocked the shot right there. I'm not going to get credit for that. That's kind of insane. But that's game over. A 2-0 win. A Forbes assist. A Forbes goal to seal the deal. A big win in the title race. A big loss for Doncaster, honestly. That's going to hurt them a little bit. But we go ahead and pick up all 3 points there. We are man of the match for sure. Man of the match for sure. It's a top table clash between us and Stockport County. We actually go top of the table with the game in hand still. Now, Doncaster have 2 game in hands against Forest Green and Stockport. They could go up to 69-72. They could take over Forest Green's spot in that top spot. So they still have a lot to work for. That loss actually wasn't that detrimental for them. However, we win this game against Stockport County. It's looking likely that we are going to go ahead and win the league. That will do the world of wonders for our resume looking into next season on a possible move away from this great club. We've only lost 6 games. We've scored 68 goals. We are the best home side in the league. And I'm still only 76 overall. I haven't used a single skill point since the end or the beginning of last episode. Let's go and see what the player agents are saying. Obviously, this is phenomenal for us to renew contracts with Wrexham. We still have Dortmund as an option there. Their first-time shot goals is optional and fancy goals optional. So I'm not too worried about trying to do that. But honestly, obviously, the thing actually here, I think the most thing they want is the matches in starting 11, which is 21%. We're at 100 at the moment. We do have a new club now. We have Kilmarnock, we still have Lane Orient, we still have all these other clubs. Obviously, probably not going to go ahead and go to them. I can just say no to them. In fact, I probably won't even be able to go to them. They won 3 hat tricks. I only have 1. And I'm probably only going to play 1 or 2 more games of the season. We have Silverford. We could go to them. Probably won't be going to them. Probably won't be going to Bonbry. And then the other team is this is a 3rd league in Germany. So we could be opening to go to them. But the reason I have Dortmund here is kind of Dortmund's academy. Go up to Dortmund's academy. Maybe after that have a great season, a breakout season there. Then come into somewhere else. This is a massive game for the title race. We win this, we start to pull away from Stockport County. We lose or draw it. I mean, if we draw it, it's still good for us, kind of. If we lose this game, though, it technically not terrible for us because we still have that game in hand against them no matter what happens after this end of this. But it gets a little bit questionable whether or not we start to crumble and maybe choke the title. Stockport definitely have kind of choked it a little bit. We started this episode in 7th. We went down all the way to like 13th at one point. But I think that was because of the 2 games in hand, FA Cup action, all that good stuff. As Lee finds Forbes. Forbes is going to find Paul Mullen. Paul Mullen now on the ball. It's still with Paul Mullen. Paul Mullen, can he cut back and find Forbes? Forbes finds Jones. Jones, shoot the ball first time, mate. Come on. Forbes. Over the top. I think he's offside. He is. That's unfortunate. It was a good ball if he wasn't offside. Forbes, he has space. He's going to take it. Forbes, give him the space. He's going to take it. Forbes across his body into the back of the net. 1-0 for Wrexham. We take top of the table. We stay top of the table, I should say. And it's Forbes to get us in the lead. It's Forbes to possibly let us lift that trophy. Give me the captain's armband. Let me lift it. Y'all don't deserve to lift it at all. Last chance for Stockport. It's into O'Donker. Now Camps pushing them back. Crossdale. Camps. Oh. Donker, this is quite literally the last chance. If they go backwards anymore, it's over. That's game over. Forbes is going to send it up the field. That is game over. A 1-0 win over title rival Stockport County. And it's looking like we might lift the trophy on the final day of the season. Get in. Now, we have 3 games remaining. Stockport had 2. They can only get up to 87 points. We get up to 88 with the win. We play Bradford City, who is in 6th. They are fighting for a playoff spot, so it's not completely over yet. And honestly, they really are fighting for a playoff spot because Accrington have a game in hand against them, which would bring them level with Bradford City. So that could be a very important game next up. MK Dons also have 2 games in hand against Bradford City, which could push them up to 69 points, up into that 5th position alongside Salford City. Doncaster actually have a pretty good chance of possibly getting in towards Forest Green area with 2 games in hand against them. But what I did just see on the news tab here is Austin Villa versus Man City in the FA Cup semifinal. And let's go and go through. We obviously lost to Austin Villa in the round 5, in which, let's just say, we turn into Austin Villa. We get drawn against Middlesbrough, which would, again, not be a top 6 side. We beat Middlesbrough. We could probably, if we beat Austin Villa, we could probably beat Middlesbrough, honestly, which would put us into the semifinals. And seeing as the results go this way, we would face off against Manchester City in the semifinals at Wembley. That would be amazing. Unfortunately, it's not the case there. And if we would beat that, we'd play Spurs at Wembley for the final. Obviously, we wouldn't have beat Man City. We probably would have gotten throttled. Do we have another club that are interested in us? No. 2 or 3 games left to go. A very important one against Brad City, in which could see us lift the trophy and go top of the table for sure and win the league too. Get promoted to League 1 automatically. Patterson Young scores, and Kronko can't save that one. Bradford City take the lead. It's 1-0. Hayden wins the ball back. Jones now right before halftime. If we can get there. Second ball. Forbes doesn't take out the player. Forbes cuts back. It's Forbes. Forbes to score right before halftime. No, it's out for a corner. The angle there, the camera angle kind of messed me up there. We can go long here. Forbes control it nicely. Run straight into the defender, and that's halftime. 1-0 down to Bradford City. And we are going to lose this game 1-0 to Bradford City. We won't leak the trophy yet. Maybe we have won the league. We have won the league. Stockport County drop points. We win the league. We lose a game, but we win the league still. We will lift the trophy despite the loss. Despite the loss, we will lift the trophy. That is what you love to see, kind of. You don't want to obviously lose the game, but you obviously want to win the trophy. We lift the League 2 trophy. We are your League 2 champions. And I don't know who's going to lift the trophy, but I know it's not me, unfortunately. I don't know who this is, but we're lifting a trophy. I'm next with them. Wrexham are your League 2 champions in the first season. Add that to the trophy cabinet. That's Lee lifting the trophy, the club captain at the moment, at least for this end of the game, I should say. We lose 1-0, but we lift the trophy, so it doesn't matter. That means Stockport actually lost. It doesn't mean they dropped points. It means they lost. It means they lost, because even if they drew, they could actually tie with us and go to goal difference, I think. I think that's how that would work. If we would lose the last game as well. But we are your League 2 champions. It has been done. It's time to end the season. I'm not going to play that final game of the season, but it's time to end the season. Trying to put up a poll vote for y'all, see who we go to next season, or whether or not we stay at Wrexham, possibly. I don't think it's going to be an option, in all honesty. I just don't see it happening. Final game of the league. It's against Moulton, or Mansfield, I should say, and we end it with a goal ourselves. We go out packing. A 1-1 draw. We don't end it on the win, but it does not matter. We end the season on top. I'm just going to sim a couple days. I think I'm going to have to sim like a week or so. Never mind. Here comes the... Oh, I'm player of the season. I'm player of the season. Come on. I am player of the season, Mr. Forbes. First season of this player career mode. I'm the player of the season. We've scored over 30 goals in League 2 with Wrexham. We send them up into League One. And we go ahead and pick up the first league of the first player of the season, I should say. We are on our way to win Ballon d'Or in our first season of football. That would be absolutely insane. There's our manager applauding us. That's actually insane that we got player of the season. Does that bring another club? Possibly. It brings 2 more clubs. But it brings clubs I'm not interested in into Westerwolde and also Araknachu in the Super League of Turkish. There's only maybe 1 or 2 clubs I'm interested. I can't lie. Are we at the end of the season yet? We are at the end of the season. Has the playoffs been played? The final has not been played yet, so we won't know. So it's Wrexham, Stockport County, and Doncaster going up for sure. Those 3 are automatically promoted. The playoffs are still going on. The playoffs haven't even started yet. But that is going to be us. Let's go and look at a squad hub for us. We've scored 37 goals. Now, I've only scored maybe 10, 12, 15 of those goals personally. A lot of this season has been simulated, especially this episode. I've been recording for 3 hours to get to the end of this season. We have grown +7. We still have 39 skill points. Depending where we go, we will grow even more. But I'm going to go ahead and get to the end of the season, see what clubs are interested in us, and then we'll go from there. And here are your options to vote for. I'm going to give y'all 4 because that's all I can on a YouTube poll. One of them is to stay at Wrexham. Personally, I do not want to stay at Wrexham, but if y'all want that, we do that. The other option is to go over to Dortmund 2 in the 3rd Bundesliga. We obviously can't get, I'm pretty sure we can't get promoted. I don't think we can get promoted. They can't get promoted in real life. I don't know if that's going to be a thing in the game, but possibly a good option for us to go to the Dortmund Academy technically. And then also here are your options. We actually have 10 teams that are interested in us. Kilmarnock is not going to be on it. We can only have 2 of these teams. Leyton Orient, I actually didn't see where they are at in League 1, but they are not an option because if we stay at Wrexham, we're in League 1, so it does not matter. We could go to the Bundesliga 2 in Osnabrück. That is going to be one of the options there. Osnabrück to go over into Bundesliga 2 instead of the Bundesliga 3. We cannot go to this team. We do not want to go to this team. We don't want to go to Sivasspor. We don't want to go to Brøndby. We don't want to go to Helchester or Westerwolde. And then the last team is FC Basel in the Swiss Sunday League. We could go to them. They could give us European football. So we are going to add them to the list in FC Basel over in the Swiss leagues, if I'm not mistaken. The Swiss Super League, yeah. It should be FC Basel there. So we could go over there. So your 4 options are Wrexham, Dortmund 2, Osnabrück in the Bundesliga 2, or FC Basel. Go ahead and vote in the community post. It's going to be up pretty much an hour after this video is live. It might even go up as soon as this video is live as well. But for now, I will see y'all tomorrow for the next episode of the Real Madrid Career Mode. I will see y'all next Saturday for the next episode of this Player Career Mode at a new club, possibly for sure a new season nonetheless. Leave a like, subscribe, and peace out.